April just happened. On the surface, it looks like the market is waking up, prices are holding up, sales are up, and homes are moving again. But here's the problem. Buyers are asking me, do I need to now increase my budget? Sellers are asking, is this finally the time to jump in? And if you just look at the headlines or even the average prices, you might get this completely wrong, because when you dig into what actually matters, how long homes are sitting and what they are really selling for, you'll realize this is not a hot market. This is still a very strategic market. Alright, quickly, before we go deeper into the local numbers, here's a major breaking story in the real estate world. Real Broker has announced a deal to acquire Remax for about $880 million. Now, think about that for a second. Remax is one of the most recognized real estate brands in the world, and Real, a newer, fast-growing cloud-based brokerage. So this is turning a lot of heads in the industry because it raises a big question. Are we seeing a shift from traditional brokerages to perhaps more tech-driven, agent-focused models? This is a big move, and one the entire industry is watching closely. How will this impact buyers and sellers? Stay tuned. We will know in the coming months. A quick rate update. The Bank of Canada met on April 10th and held rates steady. No cuts, no hikes, still in a wait-and-see mode. They are watching inflation closely but not convinced enough yet to start cutting rates, which means borrowing costs stay same where they are. For now, the market continues to move cautiously. Let's talk affordability. No surprise, buyers are still stretched. That's why homes are taking around 30 days and over to sell, and selling below the list price in many cases. This is not lack of interest, it's limited affordability at each price point. Another big one, huge policy update. Vaughan. The city of Vaughan has already cut development charges. The goal, lower build cost and boost supply. Now the question is, will other cities follow? If they do, it could help affordability long term, but no immediate impact on today's market. Then the Bank of Canada is flagging a condo oversupply. Investors are pulling back. First time buyers are hesitating, and that slows the entire market, not just the condos. We are also seeing early signs of stress like rising delinquencies. Not a crisis, but enough to create more negotiation room, which is exactly what we are experiencing or experience in April. And here's the twist. Some sellers, especially downsizers, are holding off. So inventory isn't flooding, but buyers still have options. That's why the market feels balanced and not hot. So when you connect all of this to April, buyers are cautious, sellers are active, and everything is happening through negotiation. Now, I want to break down what that actually looks like in Toronto, Oakville, and Burlington. April did what April does. Activity picked up, sales increased, prices moved, but not dramatically. In Burlington, sales were up compared to last year. Buyers are active again. In Oakville, the same story. More transactions, but not a surge. And in Toronto, activity picked up as well, but still below the peak market levels. So across the board, we are seeing more movement than the last year, but not the kind of volume that signals a runaway market. This is a controlled spring market. Buyers are back, but they are cautious, and sellers don't have full control. Let me anchor this with some key numbers. The average home prices in Burlington, $1,060,000, Toronto, $1.1 million, and Oakville, $1.63 million. But prices alone doesn't tell you the market. The real story is on days of market and sell to list ratio. So let's answer the big buyer question. Do you need to increase your budget right now? Short answer, no, not across the board. Here is why. Burlington homes selling around 97 to 98% of list price, about 30 days and over on market. That tells you buyers are negotiating. And in Oakville, around 96 to 97% sell to list ratio. Also 31 days on market. Even in a premium market, you are not chasing prices aggressively. And in Toronto, it's closer to 99% sell to list price ratio and also 31 days on market. Slightly tighter, but still balanced. If homes were flying at 105% of list price and selling in 7 days, I'll tell you, yes, increase your budget. But that's not this market. This is still a very much negotiation market, not a panic market. So buyers, instead of increasing your budget, increase your strategy. Because here is what's happening. Some homes sit, some home gets multiple offers, and the difference is pricing and presentation. That's where you win, not by overpaying, but by targeting the right properties. Give clear instruction to your agent. Instead of telling your realtor what you want, you could also help them by telling them what you don't want. Now let's flip it. Sellers are asking, is this a good time to sell? The short answer, yes, but with conditions. April showed us sales are up, inventory is still active, buyers are showing up, but not every home is selling easily. In Burlington, only about 17% of homes sold above the list price. Majority are still negotiating. And in Oakville, around 13% above list price, and Toronto 25%. That's crazy. This is not 2021. You don't just list and wait. This is a performance market. Pricing matters, presentation matters, the first impression matters, strategy matters, and it's specific to location, type of homes, and then obviously the price point. April didn't flip the market, it stabilized it. And here's the best way to understand it. Buyers have options, sellers have opportunity, but neither side has full control. This is what we call a balanced but selective market. And to my fellow agents watching this is where the gap is widening. An average agent, they open doors. Top agents interpret the market data. Because right now, you need pricing precision. You need negotiation skills. You need to identify motivated sellers. This is not a search and show market anymore. This is a strategy market. And how you present the listing to the buyers matters. Make sure the home is clean. Make sure it presents well. Now, when you compare it to last year, prices are slightly softer in some segments. Days on the market are longer. Negotiations are here to stay, which tells us the market hasn't fully recovered. But it's not declining either. It's finding its level. So here's the bottom line. Buyers, you don't need to chase the market. You need to read it properly. Sellers, yes, it's a good time to sell again, but only if you price and position correctly. Market is stable, it's active, but also very selective. The stat tells one side of the story, the strategy is the other. So whether you're buying or selling in the next 60 days or just planning ahead, let's have a conversation about how this applies to you. I'm Realtor Roshan, and I'll see you on my next video.